recording. So when you come on, just let me know if you're able to hear me okay right now. I think we finally got caught up. But anyway, so today we're going to talk about Masonic charges. We're going to talk about a sister of the Order of the Eastern Star filing charges against a Mason, Masonic brother. So today, for a few minutes, we're going to talk about a sister who may have an issue or something has happened to her with a brother, and there may be some dispute which she claimed that may have happened with her, and she wants to file Masonic charges against a brother. Can this be done? That's the question of the day. Can this be done? Can a sister bring a brother up on unmasonic conduct? So greetings everyone who's coming on, and I hope that you're doing well today. I'm not going to hold you long, but today I believe that this is going to be a good conversation piece to where we're going to discuss just for a few minutes, can a sister of the Order of the Eastern Star file charges against a brother Mason? That is a good question. Can this happen? Can a sister file these charges against their brother, Master Mason? We know in some jurisdiction. What's going on, Sound 1120? How you doing, brother? I appreciate you. We know in some Masonic jurisdictions, they have Masonic courts where brothers are being brought up on Masonic charges for things they may have done. And so today we're going to talk specifically in regards to a sister bringing a brother up on unmasonic conduct. First, we must identify what is unmasonic conduct. Anything unbecoming of a brother Master Mason or a brother Mason. So you may ask yourself, Brother Tony, well, what are they? Well, they can vary. They can really, really vary. Being drunk in society, being out drunk, having your Masonic regalia on, or representing the order in such a way that you bring a disgrace to the organization or your jurisdiction, can be unmasonic conduct. It can be unbecoming a Mason. And let's say, for instance, you are out, you're having a great time, and you get toe up, you get ripped, and there's a sister who's in your same jurisdiction as you, and she has whispered good counseling here. She's tried to convey to you, hey, calm down, bro. You know what? You having too many. She's telling you that, and you ignore that, and you get ripped, and now you find yourself bringing a disgrace to your jurisdiction. That sister's in the same jurisdiction. She's an Eastern Star. Can she file charges? Can she bring you up on Masonic conduct? I'm gonna wait, because I'm studying trying to let people get in, because I think this is something that needs to be brought up, and really a good conversation piece. Because what happens a lot of time is most sisters don't say anything. Most brothers make passes at sisters that are really unnecessary, uncalled for, and the sisters is startled. Some of them may quit, but there is a recourse for this. There is a place to where sisters have the capability of bringing that brother up on Masonic charges. I can say in my jurisdiction, there is such a thing. Greetings. What's going on, brother? Charges can be brought upon and against anyone. However, there is a chance of a chain of command. Correct. That vary from jurisdiction. Absolutely. So today we're talking about that chain of command, and you're right, it varies from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. Now, I would say this: in some parts of the country, in some jurisdictions, a sister has no recourse. It's true, a sister has no recourse. So she doesn't quite know the how to go by bringing this brother up on charges. She may feel as if she is not her place to do it. So whatever may occur, or what's up, King Morpheus? How you doing? So whatever may occur at the time, it may throw everything off. So that sister doesn't know quite what to do or handle that situation. But today we're going to have this discussion once again, because it's very important to know, sisters of the Order of the Eastern Star, when you find yourself in a position to where a brother is bringing a disgrace to the jurisdiction or may have approached you the wrong way, there is a process for which you can follow to straighten things out. There is a process, and and don't feel that you can't go through this process and make sure that this doesn't happen. What's going on? Brother Dwight Muhammad, Mystic Lodge 619 out of the UK, working up under John G. Jones, Grand Lodge of California. Greetings, my brother. How are you? So we must understand there is recourse. A brother should not be out causing a disgrace to his jurisdiction, because he wears the badge of a Mason. So in wearing the badge of a Mason, you represent as much as you can. Look, you represent all there is in Masonry, regardless of your jurisdiction. When you put on that pin that has the compass and the square on it, when you wear that pin, you represent Freemasonry, period. I don't even care about your jurisdiction. That's a fact. You represent Freemasonry. Some may say, well, it doesn't represent my jurisdiction. But I'll tell you this. Anytime a brother gets in trouble, it doesn't matter what his jurisdiction is. The common person doesn't know the division within the Masonic jurisdictions and how they operate. They only know that that person is a Mason by the compass and square. That's all they know. So when you are out and about in the community, you represent all there is in Freemason. You set the example of what a Mason should do and should not do, how he should carry himself. That's what people see. So when you find yourself, he is like ambassador. He is representing something bigger. Absolutely, he is. And that's what a brother has to understand, that he represents something bigger than just his jurisdiction or himself. So he must carry himself as an ambassador to the whole Masonic fraternity, be it black, white, it doesn't even matter. It really doesn't. If you're going to put on that compass and square, although I'm not asking you to agree to disagree with me, I'm saying that you represent the body of Freemasonry. Wherever you go, that's what you represent. Because you have said to receive master wages, to travel into foreign countries. So it's beyond your jurisdiction that you carry yourself. But when you find yourself in a situation and a sister of the Order of the Eastern Star has whispered good counsel in your ear, and you tend to turn a deaf ear in what she has said, she has a right to bring you up on Masonic charges. Now you may say, well, how do you figure that? Well, I figured this way. She's in your same jurisdiction, and now you are out and about and carrying yourself in a way that is bringing a disgrace to that jurisdiction and to Freemasonry. So she must follow a chain of command. I would tell you, in my jurisdiction, the chain of command would be the patron and the chapter. Once the patron is informed and that worthy matron is informed on what took place, then it goes to the grand matron and grand master. That sister needs to write down exactly what took place and make sure she keeps a copy and passes that information on. Now I would tell you this: if nothing happens, if they just sweep it up under the rug, that tells you about your jurisdiction. Hear me clearly. If a sister brings a brother up on charges and nothing happens, nothing gets done, there's no relief for their sister, and they sweep that up under the rug, that tells you a lot about the jurisdiction for what you are a member of. Period. And I can say that based upon my own personal experience in my jurisdiction when someone has been brought up on charges. Plain and simple. Now, there was a time that my grand matron, well, past grand matron, she got brought up on charges by a brother. Okay? But she left before the charges was actually filed and something was done about it. She was gone. She was out of office and removed from the jurisdiction. However, again, the grand matron was brought up on charges and they was read to her, And they were saying, okay, so what are you going to do about this, Brother Hawkins, at the time? And I was like, okay, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna talk to this sister in regards to what was said, how it was said, because it was all written out. So we must understand a sister has recourse when she's dealing with a brother of the Order of the Eastern Star, well, dealing with a brother who's a Master Mason who has found himself doing something unmasonic. So yes, that sister can bring charges against that Masonic brother. Some people are going to agree, some are going to disagree. But you must understand, as it was said earlier, you carry yourself as an ambassador to Freemasonry. That's what you do. Does an OES charge go directly to the Grand Lodge, or is it first handled by the supporting Blue Lodge that supports that chapter? That is a good question. Hold on, let me go back here. Okay, so I'll put it to you this way. It depends on how your jurisdiction has it written down, or they should have it written down how it should be taken care of. But the process would be that if the sister is bringing that brother up on charges, and that brother lodge is the supporting lodge for that chapter, it goes to the patron and the worthy matron. The patron then takes it to the wishful master, and then there's a process, whatever your process may be, to bring that brother in, bring that sister in, sit down with the worthy matron, sit down with the wishful master, and then you go and you proceed from there. However, it may end up going to the grand matron and grand worthy matron. If it gets that far, then it's going to come before them, along with yourself, along with the worthy matron, along with the patron, along with the wishful master, and all of you need to sit down and work out the situation at hand. There are things like a Masonic court. I don't know if your lodge has a Masonic court. Who would be the judge? Who would be your lawyers and that sort of thing? Because some jurisdiction has that thing all worked out. There's a process. You must first find out the process of your jurisdiction. Greeting there, Brother Stephen Jackson, who's now in as a mediator here. So we must understand there's a process. And you have to look at that process and what it's all about, and dealing with being brought up on Masonic charges. I would tell you to make sure that your jurisdiction has something written down. If it's not written down, then it's going to be a muddy process because nothing is written down. And I would say in my own jurisdiction, when we find out something that has come up and we don't have it written down, we make sure at the next setting session, quarterly session, that this information needs to be put into the Constitution or the bylaws. Okay? It needs to be put in your Constitution and or your bylaws, because if something needs to be there to show the change of command, to show the process for which something like that, when it takes place, what are we going to do? Because there are bylaws, that governs your chapters in your lodges. So you need to have something written down. Please write something down. In my jurisdiction, a Grand Master can be brought up on Masonic charges. In some jurisdiction, you don't bring a Grand Master up on charges. In my jurisdiction, which anybody can be brought up on charges as long as it's written down and they follow the process. Period. That can happen in this jurisdiction. Other jurisdictions have their own process. Some jurisdictions uses Mack's jurisprudence, and they follow that process. But I would beg to differ to have your own process written down and have it put into your own Constitution and or your bylaws, which you must follow. That super exceeds anything in Mack's jurisprudence. Anything in your Constitution, anything in your bylaws supersedes Mack's jurisprudence. A lot of jurisdictions uses Mackey's as a format, as a guide, which is okay, but your Constitution and your bylaws supersedes that. And if you don't have it written in your Constitution and bylaws, then it's okay to fall back into Mackey's to see what it has to say. If it's not written down in the Constitution and bylaws, does the ritual or jurisprudence take charge then, since disregards it is written down. Yes, only if your lodge choose to have Mackies as a guideline. Yes, absolutely. Mackies then can play a part in your process. If it's not written down in your bylaws or your constitution, Mackies jurisprudence can play a part if your jurisdiction chooses to use it. It's a choice. If your jurisdiction chooses to use it, absolutely they play a part. Greetings to everybody who's just coming on. Just want to say today we're talking about a sister of the Order of the Eastern Star bringing a brother of the craft up on Masonic charges. And as I said earlier, she has every right to do so when that brother is found to be doing un-Masonic conduct. She has every right to do it, and there should be a process for which she has to follow. I'm just giving a basic process in which she can follow if it's not written down, such as taking that which has occurred to her worthy matron and her worthy patron. The worthy patron then takes it to the wishful master, because that lodge that she's a part, the lodge that he's a part of, should be the supporting lodge of that chapter. Once the worthy matron and worthy patron has that information in their hands, takes it to the wishful master, then there's a process of them coming to the table, discussing and seeing what's happening, and then the charges can be of un-Masonic conduct, found guilty, not guilty, suspended, not suspended. It can be any of those things that may come up, where it can be, hey, yeah, you was not right, bruh. We're going to suspend you up until next month meeting, or whatever the case may be. But there is a process, and no one should be left out of the process where a sister is found to have been compromised. It is up to the Masons to protect their sisters. That's why it's important to know their works. That's why you call them sisters. So a Mason should protect his sister, not put her in harm's way, or not be making such a pass at her that she feels uncomfortable and wanting to leave the order. So with that being said, I hope, as always, that you've gotten something out of this. My time is now up. God bless you. And whatever you do, stay out the bushes and keep that light on. I'm out.